So my name is Kyle Gregory from the UK, as you can tell by my accent, and I help coaches, mentors with their webinar funnels mainly. I've actually got ClickFunnels in the back right now because I've just finished editing one and setting them up. And I've done it for people like Charlie Morgan, Fuller Mo, doing huge multi-figure events. I've even gave other marketers consultation advice. They have then gone to, for their clients, also generate more high multiple five figures. So I've worked with huge names in this space, and this is actually a very short video. Recently, someone asked me, how do you get through the really tough times? And I wanted to share a story on this as someone who's, found like a decent amount of success and every single day trying to get better and improve. Someone who's still in the thick of it, like so many people are in this space. Whereas if you're trying to get to, I don't know, 1 million a month, 10 million a month, whatever, right, $100 million a year, whatever your goal is, whatever you're trying to reach, you will experience pain. Now, when I first jumped into this space, what I kind of thought and saw was like, oh yeah, you'll get to like 10K a month in no time. Definitely takes much longer. But the main thing was that I didn't realize at first was the value of what you learn with each new thing you take on and learn and interpret, and all the different perspectives you have after you're on the other side of volume. So for example, when I first started back in 2023, I was a kid like just fresh into sixth form, which if you don't know what that is, in the UK, after you get to the age of 16, you do 16 to 18, like schooling. Now, whilst I was there, I knew that I wanted to do something that wasn't a job. I didn't want to go to university, and I wanted to do something beyond that. I like that, but I wanted to keep going for you guys. So, so yeah, where was I? Pretty much, I first jumped into space back in 2023, and that was also after doing a series of other different ventures as well, like reselling shoes, and I'll probably explain these deeper in another day. But I went through so many different ventures just to find something that actually worked. It took me years to find. And I think a lot of people want things to happen quickly. Like even when you're scaling, like even when I take on new clients, I have to set expectations correctly in terms of that. Yes, we've achieved these great, things for other creators and coaches we've worked with, but it's not always going to be like that straight away. There's a lot of things you have to find out, see what works, and see if it works for you too. So there's sometimes tweaks we have to make. For example, for one client, the webinar strategy we use is actually very different to another webinar strategy we use for someone else. One audience demands more content, whereas one has more limiting beliefs. So the selling and pitching has to be different. There's so many tweaks you have to make, and there's a lot of stuff you have to find out. But either way, getting back to it, I was jumping into this space. I was quite young, and I just wanted to get, not even rich as quick as possible. I was just looking for that balance in life where I can, support my family, but at the same time, be happy. Because that is the thing I want the most more than anything. And that's something I still work towards today. Being able to look after the people I care about, whilst also at the same time, having personal happiness. I think if anyone's seen that Alex Mosey interview as well of Tony Robbins, where they're talking about suffering, I think it's so great that they're talking about that, because I think so many people believe that they have to put themselves in a state of pain and like depression, even borderline, just to get to their goals. And it doesn't have to be like that. You can definitely enjoy the process. And that's something I like hugely believe in. There's no point, yes, you have to do painful things, but you don't have to, just insult yourself and put yourself down whilst going through that, because it doesn't benefit you. Anyways, carrying forward, I first started with working with real estate agents. And what I found with them was ones in the UK. I was working with them for 8 months. Found that they just didn't want to pay high ticket prices because they don't sell homes correctly like in the US. For example, in the UK here, people do like 1% of a house. So if the house is only worth 300K, they'll get 3K. And then to pay me out of that, there's not enough, and it also takes 6 months. Then in the US, what they do, they'll usually get paid like 3 times that, like 9K, 15K per house. So you can charge a much higher price. And I've seen some success with the US market. However, what I quickly ran into again was that it takes ages for them to get paid. So I can't scale personally my own business as quickly as I'd like to. Now, if I stuck it with it, I probably could have definitely saw success there for sure. But I also didn't like the people I was working with. I liked my clients, but the people I was talking to every single day, the sales calls I was jumping on, I was like, I just don't like these people. I can't relate to them. It's some random 40-year-old who lives in America. I live in the UK. That doesn't even bother me. But it's just that some random 40-year-old, I can't relate to a single experience that they had. However, I did have one client who was a Liverpool fan. I'm a Man United fan. But Working with real estate agents just wasn't it. So I was working with them for a while, so maybe about a year and a half or so. And then during 2025, around March, April time, that's when I started to jump into the world of what I'm doing now, working with info creators, launching webinars, back ends of funnels, sales. I was on sales teams and stuff like that, really learning the ins and outs of this. So I can actually deliver a good product, a good service, because that's above all. You want to deliver something as great as you can be. But anyways, as I'm, progressing through my journey, I came across this one mentor who specifically helped me with how to actually gain clients you like, who'll pay you a lot, and grow quickly. So right now I'm at 5 clients. He really introduced me to the notion of, in order to beat the people who are at scale, you have to have so much more personalization. People all the time say, look, you got to knock as many doors, you got to bake him a cake, do all this, do all that. And yeah, to an extent, you don't have to do all of that. But the point I'm trying to say is that even just standing out a little bit, I just stand out a ton. Because when everyone's doing these automated messages, you can stand out with a simple thing that just shows that you've put in extra effort. And if your client is worth, or the person you're reaching out to is worth thousands to you, every single no you hear is worth it. And when he taught me that, he gave me the epiphany, which was that, look, you don't need to hear a yes from everyone. You only need to hear a yes from like 5 people, 5, 10 people, and you're fine. That's all you need. And so with that, I was like, okay, that's great. And that's what has been so much more beneficial for me. And that's why a lot of people say you should start with high ticket, or the capability to achieve high ticket with like through rev shares and stuff like that, because you don't need to work with as many people. You can work with less people, so you get the happiness aspects of that work-life balance you're looking for, and at the same time you can still get paid fat sums. So that's what I was looking for. And then obviously, as I'm working with them, I've managed to hit super great, figures for them, and we're hitting bigger and bigger every single day. But the point and the lesson that I got throughout all of this, and I'm still on this journey, and I'm documenting the entire thing that one day I'll release, because it's just emotional. There's been times where it's just been unbelievable, but I want whoever's watching this to just realize that no matter where you're at in your journey, it will take pain, it will take effort, but that doesn't mean you have to be depressed about it, and frame it so that every single no is worth the yes in the long run. If that yes, when you hear it, is worth, whether it could be a lot of happiness, tens of thousands, whatever that is to you, it makes every single thing you're pushing through that much more worth it. Not only do I now get the chance to work with great people and every single month to do the same, right? But it also changed my perspective on who I am as a person. In terms of when I was younger, you get placed with these identities like, oh, you always break stuff, oh, you always lose stuff, oh, you always do this. A lot of negative identities as well. And I think when you're a kid, you just accept them. Like when I was learning to drive, I was always told I'm clumsy, I'm going to do this wrong, do that wrong. Whereas all my clients are very systemized and very organized, stuff like that. So I'm like, you choose your identity. But that led me to believe that when I started to drive, I would crash my car and just kill myself. I'm not going to do that, and I've never done that, but I've got a willing, obviously. But the point is, you don't have to listen to the identities you're getting put onto you. You choose. And that same thing applies in business. Just because you're at a certain stage doesn't mean you have to, beat yourself up about it. And I want you to reframe it to the point where it's just like, enjoy the process, because these are the stories you're going to tell later on. And every single hardship that occurs to you makes a story better. No one's ever enjoyed a story that was just a breeze, ever. And you'll see all these people online who'll do it quicker than you, who'll do it faster than you. But at the end of the day, you just need to know that you're against yourself, and everyone's status driven. But your status should be the one from yourself. You should be only trying to improve yourself, who you are as a person, and be the best you can be, and to impress yourself and impress that, wow, I am able to get to this point. That's what I wanted to share with you today. Nothing really too tactical, but it's just more so of how I think, and I think if anyone else even just, thinks a little bit like this, it might help them get through some of the stuff that they're dealing with right now. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and speak soon.